My attention. You have my attention.
I gladly accept.
What say?
A life without friction or challenge has left the boy in need of guidance. He thinks himself frail, but my heart beats in his chest. He is stronger than either of you could know.
Captain, what say? You look a little blue about the gills. Ngati spoke to you. Ha! To leave her son guessing. Oh, this is my tricksome mother through and through. What mother doesn't? You must be special indeed for Ngati to speak with words. For her people, she lays out cryptic stepping stones hidden in omens. Akira, but send her my fondest wishes. The Kohanga are my tribe, but my people settled on Atua, an island too modest to deserve the attention of maps. My mortal mother tans boar hides. My father trades in the abundance of pearls and opals Atua is blessed to provide. When I was born, father called me his blue topaz boy. Akira, high winds stirred the vigor of the seas. 2 huts collapsed before our local storm speaker could shout down the weather. They say the skies only cleared when I fell into the midwife's basket. Peace had returned to the island, or so the Mataru predicted. Doubtless, I say, but I am the most precious gem of recent history. Godlike are revered as bringers of local change, but only Ngati's chosen is thought to deliver an omen for all Huana at once. I could not be kept from the water, so my father taught me how to dive for pearls and azada snails. Ngati filled my palms with riches on every harvest, I say. When I came of an age to begin a man's pursuits, the Mataru reached out to the Kohanga Queen. Weighing my arrival against the forces that descended on her territory, the Queen could not invite Ngati's chosen into the Watershapers Guild fast enough. In hard times, the endorsement of a goddess is more valuable than currency. Akira, speak on. Ah, the art of our ancestors, I say. To bend water to our will is a gift from Mother Ngati to her chosen people. Since devastation swept our way of life out to sea, too much of the art has been lost. Periki, founder of the guild, organized the lore of Ngati's talent into a series of postures and meditations we call the 4 forms of water shaping. Try as we might to embody Ngati's element, our bodies are not water. Ikera, this is the form of grief, a beginner's test. The body's internal water is a force that conquers all. Even the mountain will bow to the stream. The form of hope, I say. Water commands its vessel, and the vessel can be shaped as surely as the mountain. The form of metamorphosis, Ikera? The art is a challenge to grasp, difficult to master, and impossible to perfect. Unless you are Ngati's chosen, I say. It is only by force of habit that I omit the final form. We do not speak of it in the guild. The form of transcendence. Only a story, I say. Even crafty Periki could not commit this ancient form to her scrolls. It was said that our ancestors could shape the very oceans of the Deadfire. This was Ngati's true gift, but we have yet to recover it from the ruins of our past.
And for you, Tekehu?
For me to exist in this form and to join this crew? I know she does.
It's funny. I fought against Aethys. I'm chasing him now. I don't think he knows a thing about me.
Ikera, it is for us to show the gods why we are worthy of notice.
Yeah, I guess we'll see about that.
You need me, I guess.
Yes, Captain. Yes, Captain. Yes, Captain. Speak your mind. That will do, I say.
You return. What say, friend?
Hold a moment. You may visit the palace and its shrine, but be warned. The Queen meets with trading company vipers. Take care you are not bitten. Mere words. You will find her in her throne room through the door behind me. Inform the guards of your purpose. Whether the Queen will hear you above the baying of her guests is another matter.
You have my attention.
While I am flattered by the esteemed Hazanui's confidence, I must wonder how my people are meant to have destroyed an entire colony overnight.
You tell us. It's no coincidence that your outpost at Port Mage survived the recent storm.
You speak as if I could command the tides. While you are casting your blame in a wide net, why not look to our Kohanga allies? We do not share their talent for shaping water.
I say our guest forgets himself.
Brother, stand down. You are the one who mistakes my throne room for a sparring arena. I say this is beneath us. An interesting visitor in difficult times. You cannot be here to deliver a favorable omen. Allow me to apologize as I toss you before the wolves. This one is a watcher blessed by Tangaloa. I suspect that many of our questions about Hasongo will soon be answered.
I know this one. His parlor tricks frightened 10 years of every sailor in Queen's Birth.
We assembled to discuss the darkening of Hasongo, one of Rawatai's colonies. Watcher, it seems you have the floor.
Huh. What sailor's tale is this?
There's no sane explanation for what's been happening. You keep waiting for one, it'll be too late.
Does tilling the soils of the Eastern Reach drive all men mad? You sound as crazy as the Dawnstar Dreamers.
Have you not heard the rumors, Karu? An Adra Colossus marching across the sea. Sailor tales, but credible ones.
How came a Watcher from half the world away to be involved in these happenings? Enlighten the court. The Lady of Doors must have great confidence in you. Tracking down a god who stands as tall as a mountain, a fisherman with poor eyesight could do this. My priests will trip over their feet to interpret his divine plan. Watcher, can you cut through the din and tell for what he comes to the Deadfire? How resourceful of you. The Isles are studded with enough luminous Adra to bankroll an economy. I believe our course is clear. We will send the Watcher to Hisongo. Set sail to the west of Neketaka. I would tell you to keep a weather eye out for a lighthouse, but the God of Light did not appreciate competition. Something to add, Hazanui? You have an eager look about you. She believes herself entitled to my ear, I say.
Only that Hasongo is a Rawatayan outpost. It would be useful for the Watcher to take one of ours along.
Ma'am.
Maya's an expert sailor and a better sharpshooter. The best the Brass Citadel has to offer. Whatever comes your way, she'll see it first.
If it gets me and Ashiza out of diplomat duty, we'd set sail with a drunk scolder at the helm.
Ak, perfito. Do you mean to stop Eothas by shooting him? Seri Pelagina will go with the Watcher. Show him how the Republics handle things.
Your Excellency, Palagina Messerai has been banished? She has been seen in Queen's Berth. I can have her report to headquarters.
You should feel no obligation to take on additional crew. The choice is yours.
Say the word and I'll shoot the tip off a Green Boy's nose.
You are making a mistake, Watcher. In times like these, trustworthy allies are the most valuable asset of all.
Calm down, Nero. I'm sure you'll get one of your spies in place eventually. In the meantime, Watcher, I hope you'll meet me in the Brass Citadel. There's more for us to discuss among friendlier company.
I believe we are finished here. Aruihi? Aren't we popular? Take care at Hisongo. The Deadfire was overfull before Aethys blundered in. Your allies will use you toward any end. Do not give your trust lightly.
I say it is beyond time our guests lick their wounds somewhere else. Let's speak. while we have the chance.
The pleasure is mine.
Your coming is a favorable omen already. Akira, this is the confidence my people need. You happen by a time when our rivals bicker and tear at each other's throats, bringing Ngati's chosen on your trek up the mountain. It does not take a priest to see how the gods send us an outsider to dig under the skin of our enemies. How can I when they posture and peck like a pair of kata birds? I will not paddle around the island. My sister wants to know if you are as useful as you are disruptive. She trusts me to judge this. You did not come this far to serve the crown, I say. But sailing is an expensive hobby. Loyal service can keep your galley stocked. My sister keeps a tight grip on Nekataka, but the filth of it drips down her palm and into the gullet. Under our noses, I say, do foreigners smuggle contraband and pay the Raparu for their silence. Take this if you need proof. An envoy ship sank a day's voyage out of Nekataka. He wore that on his breast. My guards recovered it in a raid of the gullet. This confirms my suspicion. Nekataka has a pirate problem. Smugglers and thieves cluster like rats in Delver's Row, a growth in the bowels of our city. I want someone to peddle the medallion to the black market, earn the trust of these pirates, and learn how supplies come into my city. It must take keen senses to peer through the veil. Others will miss the details that stand out to you, I'm thinking. It will depend on what you find, I say. Onikaza leaves this for me to handle. While she worries about the manor, I tidy up the basement. Yours is not a face that others will recognize. Let no one learn that you work for the crown. Naturally, you will want to take Ngati's chosen with you.
Me? For what does the lower city need an artist?
You mistake me, I say. I send you because of the missive you delivered to my sister.
Akira, I did not realize. Better if we discuss it on our way down the mountain.
Be on your guard in the gullet. I fear the caverns run deeper than even Ngati could guess.
What say?
What say, Watcher? Akira, both topics I know well. It is the same in the city as anywhere in the Deadfire. Mataru judge our souls at birth and organize us for the survival of the tribe. I am not the first to say it, but Nekataka has more walls than beaches, more roads than clearings, and more people than fish. Nowhere in the city does a Raparu sit around the same fire as a Mataru. Nekataka tests our traditions, I say. What man or woman of the Isles does not? Our ancestors built this place. We are the hermit crab who occupies a fallen shell. It is for my sister and her priest to judge the fit. Akira, as the largest and most prosperous of the Deadfire tribes, the Kohanga have some authority to speak for the others. I say Onikaza and I are large stones in a tide pool, standing tall as the water rises to our necks. My sister has mastered the diplomat's tongue. and I am foolish to give her frustrations a loud voice. But Ikera, I pray every day that Ngati tests the outsiders against her tallest waves and longest serpents. We agree on much, I say. The prosperity of the Huana, our burden to appease the gods. In the trading companies, Onikaza sees Worika testing us, weighing who deserves the Isles. I see Ngati sending krakens of gold and iron against our ship, but arming us with a single harpoon. What say, Watcher? I expect results, Watcher, if there's curiosity.
You have no need to ask twice.
You songwriters need a guild if you hope to learn discipline.
Not so. We speak in the tongue of Ngati and Amira. Your pretty dances may upset the puddle, but we command the wind and sky.
Hey, I have missed our little talks.
Ikera.
I'll see what I can find.
You need me. Sure thing. It's our little secret. No need to. You need me. Time to get my... Fine, but what's my motivation?
Barati pays coin to feed the great eel.
Look what I found. Spy? You spies? Knock, knock. You're very welcome. I guess. Sure. You time to get my... sounds kinky.
Ado, Watcher. Clearly you are an interesting man to know.
I'm always willing.
What do you need of me? Well? I suppose it is. Are you familiar with the shield bearers of St. Elka? We are a paladin order. Word of our order travels far then. Good. I am the son of a disgraced noble family. My father and brothers were executed for treason when I was a boy. Rightfully so, I must add. And my mother, sister, and I were thrown out on the street. All we had to our names was a trunk full of heirlooms. One of them was this suit of armor, which belonged to my eldest brother. Now I endeavor to live up to its promise and redeem my family's honor. That's the long and short of it, really. Well, you would need to become a shield bearer yourself to really learn it all, but I suppose I can teach you a thing or two as we stand here. The privilege will run you 3,000 copper, however. As you like.
Sure thing.
He smells one touched by the great eel, does Barati. You are a man who sits across a fire with death, Akira. For glutting mighty Tangaloa and hurling foes into their next life, Barati can offer payment. Coins for feeding hungry gods. Akira? Rewarding those who appease the great eel. This is Barati's cause. May the beasts of the Dreaming Lands never know famine. Tangaloa rolls a hungry eye toward Dichila, a Valian captain who scouts for luminous Adra in sacred lands. Akira, Tangaloa knew it would be so. Dichila sails her Voyager Alisio around the waters south of Nikitaka. The great eel hungers for her soul. Ask.
For what do you bury your face in parchment, my friend?
A wizard requires a grimoire. Surely you write your chants somewhere.
Never. For what would I scribe a song that lives in my heart?
You make a habit of turning up uninvited. Kohopa, Tangaloa, welcome our guest.
Watch out. When these things lick, well, I hope for your sake you're not ticklish.
You travel with a brave crew, Watcher. Nothing to fear, I say. If a queen cannot wrangle two cats, what right has she to the Deadfire? There are many leagues between here and Hasongo. I trust you have packed for the journey? Then look, take in every delight, within reason, but do not waste my time. The boldness of foreigners.
Hello there. Come to have a word? I don't bite, I promise. Yes? Gladly, my friend. Gladly. And how kind of you to ask. I am the youngest son of a noble house. Now, don't make that face. Poor, desperate fool, you must be thinking. Well, waste not your sympathies on me. Truly, I consider it a boon rather than a punishment. All the comfort and none of the responsibility. What's not to like about that? What else brings faraway travelers to the archipelago? Adventure. I've nursed a great love for heroic tales since my boyhood. As I was loafing about my father's estate, I thought, well, Gervard, isn't it time you made a name for yourself as well? So here I am. And though I dare say I'm little use in a fistfight, I can do a fair bit of magic and draw a lovely map. So I've taken to charting the interior wilderness of the Deadfire's larger islands. Ah, but it's worth it for the stories I'll one day have to tell. But truly, if I could only inspire others as I myself have been inspired by those old tales, why, it would be marvelous. Anyway, enough of my prattling. Surely you've other things to do. Oh, it would be my absolute pleasure. For a price, of course. 3,000 copper? Well, I'll be...
Ventre, a moment. I saw you speak to my dear amico Degnos, so I thought to myself, why, Talfor, you must meet him too. Degnos is an associate of mine. His success is important to me, as it impacts my own. Ah, Pazzo!
A feel on this.
Yeah, that's leaving the mark.
Dead!
Can't make a dent.
Worth and rock!
Check this out.
Pretend you.
That's not very helpful.
It's nothing. Bro, this does not work.
Lava room beyond.
That's not very helpful.
How's this one go again?
I'm feeling strain. I'm feeling the strain.
Your kneecap.
Needs.
Stronger.
That's not very helpful.
Craved of feeling. Good old-fashioned quit.
I need some help here.
That's not very helpful.
Time to fist food.
This thing isn't doing the job.
Scanlan making...
This thing isn't doing the job.
You need something.
Spice? You spice?
Naturally.
Can I ask you something personal?
Makera, do not hold back, my friend.
You sure? Sometimes I ask things to get people riled up without meaning to.
Well, if it riles me up, then I say you have my undivided attention.
All right. Is there any kind of ocean critter I shouldn't be eating in front of you?
If you've come on business with the Valiant Trading Company, it will have to wait until morning. We're closed. There's no need for you to be here after hours. Move along. If it has anything to do with paperwork or wax seals, which covers most of what's in the building, I'm confident it can wait until morning. If you're interested in making a donation, I'd accept it with thanks, but the doors stay closed.
To get my sneak on. I've got this. My body is all yours.
Ado, Watcher. The Company Chesi sent for me. It seems the Republics have need of me again, thanks to you. Do you have need of me? Good.
It's about time I went my own way.
At your service, Watcher.
I've got this.
I am ready. I am ready.
My body is all yours. You need me, don't you?
Where is my seal? Postinago, did you take it again? You will feel the bite of the cat's tail if you have lost it, boy. Who would dare speak to me thus? Is this Nazanali a friend of yours, Degnos?
An acquaintance only, Casita. From the Luminous Bathhouse.
First you waste my servant's time, and now you have the gall to waste mine as well. This is mine. From where did you get this? Mind your response. If you have robbed me, I will not hesitate to alert the authorities. And you thought it appropriate to help yourself to someone else's property. I am sure you are expecting a reward as well. I will not report you to the authorities. That is your reward. Do not say I am not a generous woman. Sarcasm. It is true what they say. Poor breeding will always out, given the time. You have more to say? Or may I return to my work? First you waste my servant's time, and now you have the gall to waste mine as well.
Ekozi, Fentre, you have found the satchel? It is not as you must think. Complanca, hear me out. If you will not support me, I understand. Your contempt is justified. But I beg you, please do not tell Aveta. Nehala, yes, I will do as you ask, so long as you do not tell Aveta. My word is my bond.
I am ready. I would not have guessed I would find myself back with the Watcher of Kadnua, much less at the Order of Akanta. I know that you did not intend for misfortune to befall me, and I appreciate what you said in Queen's Birth. Perhaps this time will go better for both of us. You only have to ask. Que? Menea was a good companion and a skilled warrior, but her imagination got the better of her. It appears to have gotten the better of you as well. Good. I have no concerns, Watcher. Where I am assigned is of no concern to me, but I do think the Deadfire can be profitable for the Republics. If the Dukes need me here, I am glad to serve them. Whatever they are up to cannot be good for any of us. At their best, the gods are powerful children. At worst, they are little more than mad beasts taking out their anger on our world. I have little interest in distinguishing which type Eothas is. After we parted ways, I returned to the Republics and reported to the Duke's bells. I failed to complete my mission and had no excuses. The Republics had lost a golden opportunity to trade with the Glanfathens, and the Dukes were furious. They exiled me from the Brotherhood, scoured the suns from my breastplate, put me on a ship to raid Ceres. Diverus, I was lucky to escape with my life. I worked as a guard. Caravans, ships, wealthy merchants. I did not discriminate. After my exile, both my purpose and my pride were gone. The years have taken me from the Eastern Reach to the Deadfire. Some would say it is fate that has brought us together again, Watcher. But you must already know what I think. It is just luck. Time will tell if it is good or ill.
Tekehu, you ever use your abilities to play jokes on anyone?
Ikera, I once sold a water globe to a Mataru priest. It was filled with live fish.
It doesn't sound like much of a joke.
The trick was letting the sculpture break down while he slept with it over his head.
Oh, I'm getting so many ideas right now. How would you feel about betraying the Watcher's trust?
You must be careful when sparring. See the scratches on the wood?
Let's just keep this our little secret. Knock, knock. No need. Knock, knock. Tips off. Appreciate it. My good thinking. My body is all yours. Sure. Why not?
Oh?
Let's do this. Yoon, good thinking.
Greetings, and welcome to my home. But you bring one of Helia's beloved. This indeed is an honor.
What say? The handsome fish deserves no recognition?
Tales of your capers precede you. I'll have you know that mine is a respectable house. For what do you come to my villa?
Is he going to do this every time?
I'm sure I have the perfect gemstone to match your eyes. Take a look.
At last. Akira, I have waited a second lifetime.
Strange. Does no one know that this woman has died? Or have the Huana left her here for some reason?
Been feeling lonely?
There you are. And what kept you? Why should I wait so long for Rikuhu's messenger? Or have you come as Bareth's usher? The foreigners twist even our gods. Should you not be a dwarf? Akira, I have not met one before. Nor will I again, I think. But you are here to take me away, are you not? Well, I refuse to go.
Never will I move from this place until justice is done. I follow Magrin's way. Yet sickness took me before my time. I died alone and without honors. It must be put right. My body cannot be left here to rot, forgotten. I feel it there like an itch. I have been many things. And in performing my duties, I brought honor to my caste and to my kin. A sea captain, a great explorer, trusted advisor to the Queen herself. Now, that is before I left the sea for the mountains, to make maps and guide others. Chief Navigator, that is what I made of myself. I can see nothing in this place of death but distant lights. But I feel I must be close to where I died. I have not taken one step since the darkness came. The sickness, days of it, lying in my own filth as the disease withered me. I passed from wakefulness to sleep with every breath. But I knew it once when it was over. Yes, to think, a Mutaru of the Kohanga tribe left to die alone and forgotten. Unthinkable. In life, I would have faced any challenge. Now you are my champion. Magrin smiles upon your deeds. Take my body to the Temple of Magrin in the Sacred Stair. There is a great fire there that burns eternally. Burn my body there, so that it may be dedicated to Magrin in death. I cannot pass from this life until all is in order. You mistake me for one of the outsiders. What do the gods care for such things? No, we must go to the brazier. I cannot see the way, and so must follow you. Lead on, my friend. I will follow your light. The brazier waits in the Sacred Stair.
For what do you enter my home uninvited? This is my estate, not a beachside hut. Akira, and you got greedy. It will not happen again.
Which one of you wants to die first?
Fine, but what's my motive?
Hunter or prey?
Do you seek companionship on your travels across the Deadfire? Why not take a little friend along? We have many animals on offer, all well-trained and eager for a new home. Akira, you are sure to find one that suits you.
So, it will be you, then. You do not know what I talk of, Akira? Then I owe you an apology. I have collected many foes over the years. Some of them would sprint up the mountain to see me pushed through the jaws of the Great Eel. You do not recognize the great huntress of the archipelago? Ah, the candle of infamy burns too bright and too fast. As Nungata Whale Splitter, I cleared the jungles and seas alike of slippery creatures. I earned my foes later, when I hunted a deadlier prey. Ha! Bounties! You wild ibex. It's been years since I tossed a harpoon, so now I stay abreast of what bounties need filling. That's Mataru retirement for you. An occupational hazard, I say. Hunters do not play well with others. Didn't you help me track down that crab thief in Etua?
So it is true what they say. You never forget a face. Nungata, a pleasure as always.
Hard to forget the boy who pilfered half my earnings when he thought my back was turned.
That is a vile falsehood. I pilfered a third of your earnings. A finder's fee.
I miss traveling across the archipelago, answering to no one but my empty belly and purse. But this is a younger woman's game. Better that I step aside and make way for aspiring killers. Akira? Interested in taking up the trade, are we? I hear you've done good work for Aboko. We all start somewhere, I suppose. I warn you that I deal in the heads of the exceptionally dangerous. A lady needs standards, after all. Akira, I can see that. We'll get started, then. Let's cut your teeth on clever Bena, infamous dwarf mystic of the obscure. A scavenger, I say. Picks off those who trust her for an evening, and then pockets their coin when she's bled them out. Bena was seen traveling on an island due southwest of Osongo. Ask away, Hunter.
Incense? Offerings for the temple? Shining God, light your path, stranger. Can I interest you in any of our wares? We gathered what we could. Much of our coin goes towards feeding those in need over at the temple. Thank you, sir.
Gone, shed light upon my path.
It's you.
Dawn hears your prayers, surely as I do.
I'm always... sounds kinky.
Hungry? Come on up. Don't be shy. The Shining God will bless you for it, sir. That coin will help those in need. Blessing of Aethys upon you.
I can't believe it. Is that really you? And Adair, you made it out of Gilded Vale for good then. I'm glad.
A lot more might have made it out if you hadn't left them for dead.
I haven't forgotten. It's why I'm here, Adair. I kept to my word. I started trying to help around town like you told me. When the Hollowborn curse ended, it was like... You can't imagine what that meant to everyone. We had some good years. Then word came through that the Dawn Stars were coming out here, that the Shattered God was back to being the Shining God. Blazes, I tossed and turned about it. I figured there couldn't be a clearer sign. So now I'm doing what I can, handing out food mostly, or delivering supplies. Familiar work, I guess. Took some getting used to, working shoulder to shoulder with Raid Sarens, but it's not so hard as you'd think. Feels like I'm on the right path, toward a little piece of redemption, maybe? You too, eh? Don't know what you have to be sorry for. Would be nice to get some answers, maybe. Or forgiveness for getting his people killed. I don't know. I guess you've changed your mind some since we met. I never got a sign from Aethys to begin with. There was just you. If it comes down to what we can live with, I'm still in the right place.
Yeah, well, we'll see where you end up in the next life. They can't redeem you, but you'll still be judged.
Here for a meal? Just get in line, dear. Ain't no trick to it.
Hey, there's a lady I'm looking for. Came from Deerwood. Short, got a bad temper. Goes by Alava Mazzy. Heard of her?
I know an Alava, but that ain't a surname.
No?
Not real warm, that one. Stop by unannounced, you get a pistol up your nose when she answers the door.
Yeah, that's her. So, she's living with her, husband, then?
Not that I noticed.
Huh. Must be laying low.
Just that boy of hers.
She's got a son? How old would you say? Like a little boy?
I'd be happy to help you with the math.
Oh, I couldn't say. It's been years. He must be a young man by now.
Wow, that's something. Well, thanks for your help.
Don't you want to know where to find her?
Yeah, I was just about to ask.
She's in Hasongo, last I heard. Got a little plot of land out there.
I guess we'll look that way then. Much obliged.
Ah. Yes, you only have to ask.
What say? You have questions? Ekera, I have answers. And between the crown and the guild, Nekataka has high hopes for Ngati's chosen son, I say. If Ngati had not blessed me, I say the goddess touched me for more than enriching one tribe, glorifying one island. If people need hope, they should pray harder, or look to their own grindstone. I say there is me, Tekehu, and there is the Tekehu others would make like a coconut husk doll. The more I try to be the Tekehu I know I am, the harder I am constrained. What say? But it is the adoring people who made Tekehu the savior of the tribes. Many think that I have a duty to the Huana. I say I am the only one unconvinced. Ekera, just so. I know how I seem. We did not have this word, conceded, before Adirans landed on the Isles.
Well, you've certainly made up for lost time.
If Ngati had not touched me, I wonder if anyone would care.
Poor boy. He has it backward, as usual. I did not choose him so that he could do great things. I chose him because talent should be fostered toward any end. How fortunate that you are here to set him on the right path. I know you won't disappoint.
Ah, apologies. I say I never miss an opportunity to talk about myself. You have questions? Ekera, I have answers. Ekera, what say? I followed a group of water shapers into the gullet, where no respectable guild member has any business. There are no water sculptures in the Reparo district. The crown only flaunts our power where it can be displayed for foreigners. At least, a better class of foreigners than the type who frequent the gullet. We are not forbidden from entering the gullet, but it is simply not done. If they have broken the Crown's law, I simply want to know how and why. You have questions? Since Steperiki, founder...
Hey.
What's gnawing you?
How may I help?
Yes? I'd heard Deadfire had a pirate problem, but I had no idea. Still, the only thing more dangerous... The Queen seems to operate with a light hand on the tiller, so to speak. And I think that's a good thing. What the Deadfire needs is someone who can lead its people without smothering them. As a matter of... I saw my mother for the first... It was. I think they're one of the most ordered and deliberate organizations I've ever seen. And I don't entirely trust that. Not after the leaden key.
Let's do this.
Do swine stink like shit? I'm guessing you're not here to worship. Then what can I do for you? Oh, yes. People are afraid, angry. Change can be frightening. But what did any of us come here for, if not a new beginning? No more than anywhere else. No sense fighting it. The water sustains our faith, surely as it does these trees. The shining god's got many faces, but they're all his to wear. Divine King Widewind, he saw the dawn stars, telling him of things to come. But it's gone with sickle and lantern that's come to the Deadfire. Our god's returned, and he's gonna bring balance to the world. He's gonna right all the wrongs we have suffered. Dawn will bring a new beginning for all of us when that hour comes.
Sure thing.
You know how I've been saying there's nothing more important to me than us freeing you from Bareth's bonds? Well, I meant that. I did. But there's this other thing I need to see about. On the way, like. I was gonna tell you. I'm glad you see it that way. This thing with the gods holding your soul for ransom, we're still gonna take care of that. Right after. This woman, well, love's not the right word, but she was something to me once, back in Gilded Vale. When I was mayor of Deerford, I had this vision of what I wanted it to look like. It was gonna be what Gilded Vale was, before the legacy. And in some ways it got there. I was proud of that. But it didn't feel like I thought it would. Come to realize there was someone I needed to show it to. Ilava, well, she'd have been about the last person left in Deerwood who'd have seen what I made and understood. Last I saw her, she was going to New Hayamar. Went looking for her there, only to find that she'd left a long time ago. Anyway, I don't expect you to understand, but I gotta know she ended up all right. Yeah, that's something. Coming out of Deerwood during that time. When I knew her, she had another little boy, just a baby. But the legacy deprived him of a proper life. I never found out what happened to him. But with the Hollowborn, you didn't have to ask. Guess he got a brother, though. No, but I don't see a way to let this go. Least a way's not now. Last time I saw Ilava, we got friendly. Now she's got a son. Nothing personal, but I don't know that there will be an after. Even though you may be the only one I wouldn't bet against. I followed you once when there was something you had to do to put your soul at ease. You went through a lot, but we did it. Now I'm asking you to let me see to mine. Hey, look who it...
I've got this. Let's just keep this our little secret.
Good day, traveler. I see you've taken an eye to my instruments. If you've any interest in the medical sciences, you need only ask. Well then, questions? I'm a researcher in the medical sciences. And before you ask, no, I don't mean animancy. Neither do I mean magic, nor, gods forbid, necromancy. Medicine. Study of the kith body, its inner workings and such. I've misgivings about magic use. It's useful, I'll grant you that. But it's a crutch. Stunts our scientific development, you understand. Makes me a bit unpopular, as you can no doubt imagine. Which is why I've got this arquebus here. A patient of mine died under questionable circumstances. One morning they were fine, and the next they were dead. Someone is trying to discredit my work, I just know it. But they won't succeed. I came here to the archipelago to evade my rival's attempts at sabotage. And there certainly is quite a lot of work in the Deadfire, I must tell you. I've told you of my troubles. I suppose it's the least I can do. Settle in now. I've got a lecture prepared for just this occasion. Of course, it will cost you 3,000 copper. Should you
Be welcome. We gather to honor the goddess, for we must earn the strength to endure the darkest of life's battles. It is an opportunity to learn. What good is a fighter who knows how to defend against a single enemy? If we must one day fight one another, such is Magran's will. Each obstacle is a challenge we must answer. These are whetstones that sharpen us into fine blades. Akira, rain and wind is a better teacher than any priest. A fighter accustomed to comfort earns only bruises. Do you believe so? It is not in might alone that Magran holds influence. There is purpose, conviction, achievement. You may honor her in many ways. Muhai? Muhai has broken with Wahana. The Queen has forbade that any should have contact with her. Akira, she would be banished to the Undercity if not for her sickness. And now that has finished her.
The sharing of resources among the tribe. For what do we let the Mataru rule us, if not to dispense Wahana in fairness?
A group of the Wapua came to seek Muhai's counsel, for she was known as a great navigator. Muhai was of the Oweki before she came to Neketaka. The Oweki and Wapua were enemies for many years, before Queen Onekaza's time. Muhai misled the hunting party, and they were lost. All of us are Kohanga now. To harm Wapua is to harm Oweki. As Muhai turned her back upon her kin, so we were commanded to turn ours upon her. The Queen would have us join our tribes into one raised fist. She could not let Muhai's crime stand. I say it was done for the good of our people. The traitors, they make war upon themselves. Each dousing another's flame, they are reduced to embers.
And I say your queen is a shrewd leader. You should consider yourselves fortunate.
There are those who kill by sword and those who kill by cunning. To the dead, it makes no difference. So too did she act on her own, against her own people. She does not deserve the honor of walking with the gods.
Honor? Percamplanca. The gods spoil everything they touch. They are charlatans and cowards, the lot of them.
Muhai is dead. She has lost her final battle. Come, give me the body. I will bury her beyond the great city walls. It is the best that I can do. You are not of the Kohanga tribe. For what do you do this? And I as well. Muhai has brought great sorrow upon herself. You would defy the word of our queen? Come, give me the body. You would defy the word of our queen? I will not spill more blood for Muhai's sake. But no, this foolishness will bring you only sorrow.
It is done. I can feel it. I am certain of it. My essence returns to me. You have greater loyalty within you than those of my own blood, Watcher. You have freed me. When I was yet not too sick to rise, and had hope of leaving the city, I hid away a jewel with which I could buy passage. Climb the temple steps and search among the pillars. You will find it behind a loose stone. I will not sail again. Perhaps you can make use of it. I will find my way from here. Amira's winds blow sweet upon you, Watcher. May you always find what you seek.
Spice? You Spice?
Be welcome. We gather, do you believe so? Each obstacle, Akira. Muhai? Muhai has broken with Wahana. The Queen, to strike without purpose, only dulls the blade. Magran teaches us to burn away what is weak within us. Fear, want, arrogance. Those things which rot the soul from within. A group of the Wapua came to seek Muhai's counsel, for she was known as a great navigator. Muhai, the Queen would have us join our tribe. I say your Queen is a shrewd leader. There are those who kill by sword and those who kill by cunning. Come, give me the body. You are not of the Kohanga tribe. For what do you do this? And I as well. Muhai has brought great... I will do as promised. Thank you, outsider. The Wapua have their justice, and the Queen's law stands. You have done the right thing.
I hear your talk. Who has turned your heart against me? The priest? Has he forgotten who we were? Never before would a member of the Awiki have been left to die alone. I upheld my tribe's honor, and for that I was abandoned. Left to waste away, to hobble around my home with only maps for company. Now I will be buried like a secret, never to know Magran's favor. Berath will claim you in time, and I will be here, Watcher. I wait for you on this side.
So you defeated this ship-devouring beast all by yourself?
I'm telling you, you just have to aim for the eyes.
Could I have a moment of your time? I know someone who works in this tower. An animancer named Jokolo. I'd like to see him if we could. Agrasima. It should not take long. I have not seen him in many years, and I wanted to thank him.
Is this a glimmer of sentiment from our Iron Paladin? What, I wonder, could this fellow have done to merit it?
When I was a girl, he visited me in the academy. He was studying godlike. Studying what was in our souls that made us different from other kith. He found something in me. Something that resonated like a chime when he held an instrument near me. He said it was like this for all godlike. Different chimes resonating for different types. But you are not godlike. In any case, he told me it was what was causing my body to change. I begged him to remove it. He refused at first, saying it was impossible. When I told him I would kill myself if he didn't, he said he would try.
Merest feathers. In the tribes, you would have been beloved and taught to cherish this, not cast it away like a curse.
I don't expect you to understand, but I was 12. My body was changing in many ways. Being the only girl, the only godlike girl at the academy, was unbearable. Agrasima. Giacomo was not able to remove the chime, but he was able to sever it. When it happened, I blacked out. I did not wake for 2 weeks. The Brotherhood ejected him from the academy for ruining their pet godlike. They assumed I would die. I did not. Over time, I lost most of my feathers. The shape of my nose changed. It was not enough to make me fully Kalbandra, but it was enough to keep me from wanting to die. When I looked in a mirror, what I saw was not a godlike. Not something to be paraded around. It was me. Finally, me. No. You do not decide who I am. Helia does not decide who I am. The Brotherhood does not decide who I am. I decide who I am. Giacomo respected that. He respected me. Without his help, I would probably be dead. If we can speak to him inside the tower, I would be grateful.
Payment for heads. It could be no simpler. Tell me, are you someone who walks the path that coin lays out before you? Transmuting actions into payment is the alchemy that orders our world. All things turn on the axis of a coin bond. I pay bounties so that death can bring order to life. Would you help me continue the cycle? If you would forge a coin bond, I know of people on these islands who must die. Their fate is already decided. The coin wishes only to collect. Dugra the Ascetic is wanted for crimes against his monastic order. His people have made a coin bond for his death. The Orlan wanders the wilderness on the island of Crookspur, northwest of Nekataka. Speak freely, I say. I am a paladin of the Gold Pact Order. Since taking my oath, I have never been absent of work and duty for longer than an afternoon. I also enjoy knitting on occasion.
Consider, friend, the blessings of the priests are priceless, but so too is good sense. I have supplies here, so that daring travelers may live to honor the gods. Certainly.
Hello, Watcher. Fancy a look at this stock? Straight from the laboratory. Have a look.
Let's do this.
You need me, don't you? Good thinking.
Merla, burned. Well, that won't do it all.
Siere Valegina, here to watch us work? Or are you finally going to let me strap you down to a table?
Ado, Sere. Respectfully, I must decline.
You don't mind if I talk and work, do you? What can I do for you? Not the coziest place for it, is it? But the open air, the lightning specifically, is a boon. Lets our mages have a rest now and then. Good test of the equipment too. We're working on making it less delicate. Our junior researchers are still a little soft. Glad you asked, amico. Very glad. We're very excited about the work here, and we are always looking for volunteers. We've catalogued a number of interesting properties unique to Luminous Adra, but there are some very specific qualities we are investigating. Qualities that a Watcher happens to be uniquely suited to exploring. You're just what we're missing. No, nothing invasive. You'd just be putting your Watcher's gift to use. Here, I'll explain. Luminous Adra has special effects upon Kith. Even to the humblest, it offers some small improvements. Rejuvenation, vitality, the kind of thing you sell to people back home, nay? But what about those who have already harnessed their own essence? Consider the talented Cutpurse, for instance, who can cross a room by slipping briefly into another place. The world between. Luminous Adra holds enormous quantities of essence, the kind of energy we can't replicate or restore. And these formations have a kind of connection to each other across the in-between. I believe we can harness this connection and your natural abilities to transport a person across great distances in a moment. On volunteers, well-paid volunteers. That is the very least of it, amico. We've only managed short jumps thus far. I'm hoping that your own gifts will make the difference. We've collected a number of illuminating readings, and our machines are ready to harness the Adra's essence. But for the moment, we are effectively blind when it comes to targeting the next pillar. Now, if someone were capable of sensing that essence in the in-between, even of manipulating it, someone like a Watcher, for instance. Ah, well, this is a little like describing a muscle I don't have. The idea is for you to focus on the next connection point. The machine will use that new link between the Adra veins to create a tether, as well as provide the energy for you to jump effectively. What's really exciting is, so long as you are holding that connection open, your companions can jump alongside you.
Interessant. When do we begin?
The next pill is due east of here, in the middle of a farm. It's not as tall as this one, but you shouldn't have any trouble finding it. Oh, and don't worry. We paid the farmers.
There was that fellow that jumped a little too far over the edge.
Stop scaring our assistant. Gelardi. Very well. You stand there. Ansel, the machine. All right, Watcher. Remember, focus on the beam of light. It ought to be like stepping through a door. And remember, don't...
this look right to you?
You didn't see anything.
I've seen more inviting whirlpools in my day. I feel him.
Death take you.
This doesn't... work.
Big finish.
I am ready. Of course.
Slippery as an eel.
You up there, run!
We have to go. Can't. No, please. Help!
I don't think I can pull that.
Check
This thing isn't doing the job.
Let's do this. Sure. Why not? I've got
All
this.
my people. I am the last.
A wave the size of a mountain.
I cannot die here.
With every moment I forget. Oh, merciful gods.
Look what I found. Spice? New spice?
She tekasi bizu. Yeket tigewu tikiki.
I conquered every
Gods,
city of the Greylands.
an end at last.
They will remember
I
my
beg
name.
I sense a predator in the water.
Sounds kinky.
Trouble up ahead.
This is futile!
Yeah, that's leaving a... Can't afford to lose another!
I need something stronger.
It makes... difference.
Lava will be on.
It makes no difference.
Lava will be on sick.
I hope nobody saw that.
It's Maru! Craved a feel. Feel.
Lava. This is futile.
Diveros! How could I miss that battle?
Lava will be on. Sick.
It makes no difference.
Worse than rough.
Yeah!
Sakri 2!
Better than that.
Craved a feel. Luthen!
Can't make a dent.
Worse than rough.
I need something stronger.
It makes no difference.
Hey, we had some good times.
Need something stronger. I say.
Careful, Adair.
Try something else.
Ixion?
Death take you.
Ixmaru! Craved a feel. A feeling.
Diveros.
Lava!
That's not very helpful.
Worse than rock!
That was horrible.
Ixion! Makes no difference.
For the Republics!
This is futile!
That was horrible.
Can't make a dent. Craved a feeling. Defend!
Yeah! This is futile!
Healing.
Says. Yeah! This is futile!
At your service.
Tell me.
I hope nobody saw that. I need something stronger.
This does not work.
What say?
Yeah!
Smaru! Craved a feel.
I need some stronger.
Second try, I say.
This is futile!
Wake up, Adair!
Trouble up ahead.
Good thinking.
Merla. Burned. Well, that won't do. Hello. My apologies. I didn't see you there. I am fine. Is there some reason I shouldn't be? Which is not to say I do not appreciate your concern. I do. I, like the other scholars here, am engaged in the study of the soul sciences. Was there something you needed, or may I return to my studies? Indeed. I apologize if you find the sight of blood unsettling. Though, from your appearance, I would expect you to be well acquainted with it. In any case, why are you here? Just a bit of culture I've picked up along the way. I admire their tailoring tradition immensely. It's much grander than clothing one finds in The White That Wins. I am, of course. A curious mind is an agile mind. Besides, the two practices are more alike than one might think. Care and patience, yes. It is gratifying to be understood. It is a mundane story. I sought out the ship with the longest oversea route departing from the Republics and booked passage. I had intended to perform a handful of experiments regarding the nature of souls that could only be done safely at sea. The sensitive kind. My experiments were successful, and the ship eventually reached its destination. The rest is inconsequential. Many things. Currently, an unusual variety of Adra. It seems to exist only here, among the isles and waters of the Deadfire. There's a strange, almost melancholy beauty to the substance. I believe there is more to it than others know. I think, perhaps, that I would be grateful for the opportunity. I have a vested interest in luminous Adra, but acquiring it here can be expensive. You have a ship of your own and are clearly well-traveled. I suspect I would encounter more luminous Adra with you than I would on the streets of Nekataka. Truly?
Captain, your crew grows more fetching by the day.
Thaklat, traveler. I am grateful. I have all that I need. We may depart at your leisure.
Ado, Sere. You don't mind if I talk and work, do you? What can I do for you? Giacollo? Ak, I know him. He has a little laboratory for himself down in the gullet. His specialty is godlike. Claims he can detect them in the womb. Giacollo rents a room in Ekozi, the Hole, which is that grimy tavern down below. Why he seeks to bury himself, you will have to ask him yourself. Not many animancers down there, so he should be easy to find, if they haven't stolen all his equipment. Or at Ogori. What can I do for you? Ekosi? Are these other races? I never thought I'd get even a glimpse of his work. Fascinating. Inaccurate, but fascinating. You do not mind if I hold on to this? Of course not. Here, take this. Come to watch us work? It's not as exciting when we're running. Come to watch us work? It's not as exciting. Sure thing, amico. Comes with the job, doesn't it? Well, a few years in a deer will do that to you. Up to your armpits in jungle mud, insects, and snotty novels.
Which is why we stay indoors and take up civilized habits, like proper enunciation.
It took us a few months to adapt. A few bad shocks too before we finished proofing the machinery against rain. I like to think it lends it all a little drama, no? Besides, how better to honor Helia than with invention? Oh, things are much different here. The Huana may not have the same passion for the field as the Republics, but we understand we're doing research, not sacrificing children to wolves or whatever it is the Deerwood believes. So, no riots. Fortunately, news out of the Deerwood doesn't mean much to this lot. For now, nay? No trouble if you think of anything else, amigo. Not the coziest place for it, is it? Good test of the equipment, too. We're working on making it less delicate. Glad you asked, amigo. We've catalogued a number of qualities that a watcher happens to be uniquely suited to exploring. No, not luminous, but what of luminous? I believe we can harness this connection and your natural ability on volunteers, well-paid volunteers. Worried you'll end up in a war. That is the very least. We've collected it now. If someone were capable of sensing that essence in the in-between, even of manipulating it, someone like precisely right. The idea is for you to focus on the next... What?
Interessant.
The next spiel is due east of here.
There was that fellow that jumped a little...
Stop scaring our assistant. We'll get everything ready for you.
You go in first!
No need to. Look what I found. Knock, knock. You're... Welcome.
Come closer to the altar. Come inside. The temple welcomes all to worship, most especially you. I ask only for no talking. Not until we pay our respects to Bereth, to Tekehu. Let us pray.
Silent prayer? Where are the songs, I say? Did you learn this from Valians?
Ugh. I practice extremely silent prayer. Not praying. It works just as well and takes less time.
Again, I ask that you please fall silent for prayer. Deity of life and death, the endless devourer who encompasses all existence, hear this prayer, this voice chiming. I beseech you, Kohopa and Tangaloa, to ready this shell for sucking. Purify my soul in preparation for the coming of the next cycle. Digest all of my devotion. Swallow my sorrows, even the smallest swell, so I can be spit on the morrow. And Tekehu, Bereth, my god and goddess both, the eels that churn in ceaseless cycle, the new and the next, and... All right. I will address your inquiries best as I can. So ask. The same. Your word, Bereth. Our word, Tekehu. We worship the twinned eel. The cyclic connection of the overworld and the underworld. Life and death. Life is Kohopa, and Tangaloa is death. Born starving, they devoured all living things, swelling larger each. When they'd swallowed all of existence, they tried to eat each other next. Now all things pass through their entrails. The end of one enters the mouth of the next, from the underworld to the overworld and back. Again and again. Under the temple, carved in the mountain's caverns, lies an extraordinary maze of catacombs. So I've read. They're the hanging sepulchres, burial place for ancient Wana chieftains. The bodies are protected by Bereth's best, roaming, always, plus the ways sealed by the deity itself. Liturgies, instructions for ritual preparations, when and how, sermons, some histories too. All of this, it's our knowledge has gleaned through centuries of service. Now, I've got to leave it all behind for the next disciple. Better. The timing's getting tighter. And there is one thing before the end. Something only one touched by Bereth can do. Drafts mercurial. I know it is. See? I've got to prepare myself for the ritual to take. That's right. I've got no hope, but you do. I'm thinking we can help each other. My eels, my infinity coil keeps rattling. Pendants resonating with your chime. The coil resonates, but it's weak. You could unseal the way, but you'd die inside, I think. My chance would be lost then. Lost with your remains. My time's waning fast. Right you are on that. I'd best not let this chance pass. There's a sacred text. The eulogy to Isaiah. It's been buried in the catacombs beneath the temple for centuries, next to his champions. I need it. Of course, the tombs, they only open to the dead, or those bearing Bereth's chime. It never was added to the tomes, but it holds the final clues for my death. It's my best chance. I prayed for decades, night to day and night again. Now, here you are, just in time. Means Bereth sent you to see to my success. You're my best chance, or only, maybe. Take the coil. It'll open the crypts. Bring Isaiah's eulogy, and I'll teach you all I know of Bereth's arcana. End of the turn. I'm nearing it. Been working hard, preparing for weeks. You know, to die. But first, I've got to leave guidance for my apprentice, the next in the cycle. Chosen to lead. Been wasting away for months. Can't say it's been easy, dying so soon. I thought about stopping a few times. Maybe you can see. I'm no death godlike. Bereth bestowed not one in my generation with a chime. Not the next, neither. A flawed messenger like me can't open the crypts. So my best chance is to die. The dead with their souls, they roam still. The ones who were chosen by Bereth. Not everyone's born so blessed. Sometimes, instead, you've got to die for it. I'll tell you what I can. They're from the long-forgotten time, when there was only Juana living in the mountains. They got carved in even before the temple sprung up. Before there was Neketaka or a queen. They're well guarded, because not all of Bereth's dead like the rest in their graves. He's no Juana, nor a death godlike neither, but he was a high priest of Bereth. His hair was a Diran, a hunter, chasing the undead 200 years ago. read somewhere one tome he sailed to the Deadfire for a weapon abhorrent to Berath. Said the blade held a power most fearful. Issair fought hard for it, won the blade, but suffered grievous wounds. Berath kept him alive till he could make it to the temple's catacombs. His champions were the ones who wrote his eulogy. Later, they were buried in the sepulchres too. Don't know. Did hear he was slain with a coveted blade. The S-talk was an affront to Berath. That I did read. Issair wanted to guard it with his soul and his always. You've got to go outside on the lower walkway. Doors sealed up tight, though. Priests before me, all death godlikes, could open it. Door requires a coil, resonating with Berath's chime. But I haven't met a death godlike in my time. All right. I will. I'll tell you. All right.
So, does Gilded Vale still reek of spoiled grain and burnt stew?
Wouldn't know. Decided to go places where I could be of more use.
I didn't realize farmers were in such short supply in the Deerwood.
Not farming. Thought I'd take a shot at running things.
And those things are still running?